Choosing how your Copilot Studio agent interacts with an external system, well, it's a lot like deciding whether to order off a menu, hand a chef your personal recipe, or just hire an entire kitchen staff. This choice is literally the fundamental architecture of your agent. Pick the wrong option, and you're going to run into massive performance roadblocks down the line. So, we're going to break down the exact mechanics of how data leaves your agent, does the work in the real world, and then safely returns.
All right, let's look at the 6 integration patterns you absolutely must master for the AB 620 exam. We've got pre-built and custom connectors, REST API tools, multi-step agent flows, the model context protocol, other tool-based patterns, and finally, the decision heuristic. We're going to build this logic step by step, climbing right up that concept ladder from simple no-code basics all the way to complex enterprise architecture.
Section 1. Pre-built and custom connectors.
Think of a pre-built connector as sitting down at a restaurant and just ordering straight from a set menu. You know exactly what you're getting, right? In plain English, pre-built means absolutely zero coding. You get immediate access to hundreds of ecosystem services like Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, or Salesforce, so you get a working integration instantly. Now, a custom connector, on the other hand, is like bringing the kitchen your own highly reusable recipe to cook from. Technically, it's an open API wrapper for a proprietary system, like maybe your company's internal HR database. You take that API, you wrap it in a custom connector, and boom, you can build it once and reuse it everywhere. For example, if Woodgrove Bank builds a custom connector for their internal IT desk, well, every single new agent they build across their whole environment can reuse that exact same connection. Looking at the architecture here, data simply flows from your agent through the connector to the external API and then right back. For the AB 620 exam, you've got to remember the crucial trade-off. Pre-built connectors are super fast to implement, but large result sets can significantly slow down your agent's responses. Custom connectors? They totally solve the reusability problem, but they come with a high setup overhead. You really only want to build them if multiple agents actually need them. Now, if a custom connector requires way too much setup for just a simple single job, we're going to need a lighter option.
Which brings us to Section 2. REST API tools for one-off integrations.
This pattern is like passing a quick, handwritten sticky note directly to the kitchen for a special off-menu request. Under the hood, what this means is that you are providing a direct technical blueprint, specifically an Open API version 2 specification, straight to Copilot Studio. By doing this, you completely bypass that heavy, full connector packaging workflow. The data flows directly from the user to the agent, straight to the REST tool, and back. It is quick and direct.
But listen up, because here is a massive AB 620 trap you really need to watch out for. REST API tools are currently in preview, meaning they are not suited for production use. And more importantly, unlike those custom connectors we just talked about, you cannot share REST API tools as resources across Power Automate flows or Azure Logic apps. No way. They live entirely in a silo. They are restricted strictly to Copilot Studio as one-off integrations. So single, rapid actions are great, but sometimes a business task requires a much more strict sequential checklist.
Moving on to Section 3, multi-step agent flows.
Multi-step agent flows act just like a factory assembly line. One specific machine absolutely must finish its job before the next one can safely start. From a system perspective, an agent flow is chaining together connector actions into a highly predictable, deterministic sequence. That means it executes the exact same way every single time. It takes an input, runs through its sequence, and produces an output. It can even handle complex logic, like human-in-the-loop approvals or parallel processing branches.
A brilliant real-world example of this is the Woodgrove Bank IT scenario. Let's say an employee asks the agent for IT help. The flow must do 3 things. Step 1, create a ticket. Step 2, notify the requester in Teams. And Step 3, route that ticket to the right queue. These 3 steps have to succeed in an exact deterministic order. If Step 1 fails, Step 2 literally cannot happen. That strict, unbreakable sequence is exactly what agent flows handle best.
Now, for your AB 620 exam, you must memorize the strict trade-offs of this pattern. Because it's a flow, you are bound by API rate limits and payload size limits. You have to build out explicit error handling paths yourself, and this is critical. Unlike standard Power Automate cloud flows that run on per-user licensing, these agent flows actually consume Copilot Studio credits based on usage. So, flows handle sequences incredibly well, but what happens when massive enterprises eventually need to manage entire tool libraries centrally?
That leads us to Section 4, the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, for enterprise architecture.
Imagine a universal remote control that just automatically detects and operates every single new appliance in your building without you having to manually program each one. That is MCP. It's an open, standardized protocol that centrally defines exactly how tools and resources are described, discovered, and invoked across multiple agents. For large organizations, it is the ultimate scaling tool. Picture a massive logistics company or a massive BPO. When their central platform team updates an API on the core MCP server, all connected agents auto-discover those changes instantly. The individual agent teams don't need to republish a single thing. Data just flows seamlessly from the agents to the MCP server to the core APIs and back. WorkIQ actually operates exactly like this, exposing Microsoft 365 signals, like your emails and Teams conversations, as tools that agents can reason over, all without any custom server setup. The highly testable exam constraints for MCP are very specific, so make sure you lock these in. First, generative orchestration absolutely must be enabled. Classic mode simply does not support MCP. Second, individual topics cannot call an MCP server directly. Only the orchestrator has the power to invoke it. Third, tool descriptions are defined entirely on the server side, meaning you cannot enrich them inside Copilot Studio. And finally, MCP uses streamable HTTP transport. Be very aware that the older server-sent events, or SSE, are explicitly deprecated and will not work. Now, beyond these 4 core integration methods, there are 3 highly specialized patterns you've got to be able to identify.
Section 5. Other tool-based patterns for specialized integrations.
Think of these final 3 as your specialized emergency kit. Quick direct fixes, visual interactions, and legacy code reuse. First, HTTP request nodes. These are for fast, unshareable, one-off API calls right inside a topic. Then there's computer use. This one is absolutely fascinating. It lets an agent visually interact with shifting graphical user interfaces when no traditional API even exists. But beware, for production deployments, computer use requires you to bring your own machine registered in Power Automate. Those Microsoft-hosted machines, they are strictly for prototyping only.
Finally, we have bot framework skills. The absolute key for the AB 620 exam here is legacy reuse. These are used strictly for reusing existing pro-code conversational components, but the trade-offs are pretty heavy. They require C# development, they sit entirely outside standard Power Platform lifecycle management, and they're going to incur separate Azure AI bot service costs. Okay, so with all these tools on the table, we need a bulletproof way to pick exactly the right one on exam day.
Section 6. The decision heuristic. Let's lock in your mental flowchart to guarantee you select the correct architecture pattern every single time. This decision matrix is basically your ultimate exam cheat sheet. It perfectly aligns the core business need with the strict technical trade-offs we've just covered. Look at the logic here. Pre-built is for common services, but large data slows it down. Custom is reusable across agents, but you've got that set up overhead. REST API is great for one-offs, but it's siloed and in preview. Agent flow is for your deterministic multi-step sequences, but it costs credits and needs explicit error handling. MCP is for enterprise-managed shared servers, but it absolutely requires generative orchestration. HTTP is fast but unshareable, and bot framework, that is purely for pro-code C# reuse with those extra Azure costs. So think of an external system your agent connects to right now. Is there a pre-built connector for it? Does it need multi-step sequencing? Is it a shared tool across the entire enterprise? Walk your own company's systems through these exact questions, and it will instantly reveal which integration pattern the heuristic demands. Master this logic, and you will understand exactly how to architect your agent's actions securely and efficiently. Look at your most complex internal workflow today. If you had to automate it tomorrow, which pattern would you trust to get the job done?